everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. What a game we have for you here. The first meeting of the year between two of the NFL's most hostile divisional rivals. This matchup always among the most anticipated games of the regular season. It's the Browns going up against the Steelers. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, and Heinz Field. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Charles the lone setback. And he'll get it up the middle. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Let's meet the offensive starters, and let's discuss Corey Coleman, first wide receiver drafted out of last year's class.
And there was a reason for that. When you watched his tape, when you watched his games, you saw his explosiveness and ability to play the ball in the air downfield. Don't get hung up on the fact he only ran 4 routes at Baylor. Just coach him up and turn him loose.
They'll keep it on the ground with Charles again. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Smart approach there, using the run to pick up the first. And that was a defensive setup they'd prepared for this week, knowing that keeping it on the ground was the best way to attack it.
And that means also that they're able to read them pretty well. All the things they prepared for, when they get to the line of scrimmage, they see it in pre-snap recognition and know exactly how to attack based on their planning and preparation.
To throw now on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Shift together here from the D-line.
Let's go. Black 30.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. And his first pass is incomplete. He was trying to find Ladarius Green there as tight end. And now it's 2nd down. Offensive starters time. Electric is certainly a word that comes to mind when you talk about Le'Veon Bell.
Love the way that he reshaped his body coming out of college. A bigger, thicker runner while he was at Michigan State. Lost weight, became more of a whippet in the NFL, and now no one can tackle the guy, whether he's running it or catching it.
2nd and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. And now the starting defense for the Browns.
Joe Hayden is a complete cornerback. He tackles, he covers, and does everything with incredible speed.
Incomplete pass on 2nd down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on 3rd.
Beat these two. 50. Left. 2. Hurry up, let's go.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Now Roethlisberger. And he locates Wheaton, complete. It's a gain of 17, and it'll give him a first down.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. This will be caught just inside the 10. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Roethlisberger got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Ladarius Green, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Browns getting set to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They go back to the air here after the INT. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Time here to show you the starters while we have a moment defensively for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I know one guy you like from Miami, Artie Burns.
Just jumps off the screen when you plug in his college tape in terms of athleticism. And I also watched him play with some intelligence. Saw him at one point jump into the slot and pattern read and come off of his receiver to the intended one and intercept a pass. I like him.
Charles the low setback. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And he's brought down. And they talked about how important the passing game was going to be against that defensive look. Good job there going to the air for the first down.
It's all about preparation. It's all about planning. And then it's about execution. So they put it all together in practice. Okay, this is what we think we're going to see. This is how they get to it. And then when the game comes, read it and attack it.
Detroit! Watch it now, Barney! Now let's go! Green! Now look at the
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's got a man. It's Corey Coleman. And he's brought down. They'll get 17 yards there. And that'll be good for a Cleveland first. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now a handoff. This is Charles. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
The intended target was Corey Coleman, and it's 3rd down.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw in that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
Back to throw. Caught left side. It's Barnage. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And this one's high, but not very far. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence.
Martavis Bryant, the 30, 10, 5, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Martavis Bryant, 77 yards. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time. And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Again, it's Charles. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. Well, I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. 3-19! 3-19!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Coleman has it here right side. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
He'll drop to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
On 2nd down, Jamal Charles. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
That's complete. It's Gordon. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39. Now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Pryor has it complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. And this time they go underneath for a simple pitch and catch.
And not only do you get the pitch and catch, Brandon, but you're able to keep the receiver moving when you hit him with the drag route.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's his target, the tight end, Will Tye. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Charles, the lone setback.
Here we go now. 3-19. On now, look at
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking for someone to throw to. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Terrell Pryor, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns have cut it back within a score. Certainly there are good things about quick strike offenses that score fast. But a long drive can also work to your advantage as well.
In so many ways, Brandon, because number one, you get them tired, but the big one is mentally. They can't figure out how to slow you down, how to get off the field, how to get the ball back. They go to the bench wondering, what are we going to do next time in order to stop those guys?
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. He's going to let this one go. And got his man complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
It's bad enough watching all the highlight reels, watching guys in warm-ups going up and making these incredible one-handed acrobatic catches. But when it happens right in front of you, when you're defending him, that just makes your day that much longer, and you just wonder, how are we ever going to cover these guys?
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw two tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and they ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And room there to work it inside the 25. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. This is Bell. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Fresh set of downs here. So the D-line's going to spread out. Bryant, the lone receiver, left. From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on first down. Jeff Swain, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. On 2nd down, it's Bell. Now Bell hit. He lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Browns offense back out there ready to take over. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard. The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Now he'll look. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that.
Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And I think the Browns got it. They did. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And this one's incomplete. Will tie the intended receiver. And it's second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Charles. And some room to maneuver. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. Third down now following the run.
Watch him now, Barney. All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39. Detroit. Hurry up, here we go.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. He'll look to throw. And he finds Barnage. He's got it. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run. All right, I've got to be careful here, all right? He's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his speed as far as he's concerned.
What are you saying? I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there, let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely. Still got a lot of life left in those legs.
Back down to that Philly. Here we go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage. And those first downs do add up. The offense keeps the ball moving downfield and keeps their defense on the bench, giving them a chance to rest.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Bell, and he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
2nd down following the run. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll go again with Bell. And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
Here we go.
Now Roethlisberger back into his end zone. Goes underneath for Bell. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. The Steelers send out their punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
They come out here in the eye. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. It's a big play there for the Browns. 41 yards. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll try and run with their fullback. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll keep it on the ground, this time with Charles. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's 3rd and goal. And he goes in motion here in the backfield. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Corey Coleman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And now out come the Steelers. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Hauled in by Wheaton over the middle. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on third down. On third down, Roethlisberger. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down near the 35-yard line. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. Green's got it over the middle. It'll go as a gain of 12. And that'll be good for a Pittsburgh first. And now with that completion, now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And this one, a 41-yard attempt. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will do it. Well, we're going to let you off a little easy there, LR. Halftime interrupted, and we are ready to get to this third quarter. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Now Roethlisberger going to hand to Bell. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
These two. Blue 30. Easy.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Like 80. Hurry up, let's go.
They come up with one running back. That's Bell.
No spacing.
They go play action here on first down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Sammy Coates, the intended target there. And that'll bring up second down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Shift together here from the D-line. A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
On third down, here's Bell. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on fourth down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This is taken at the 15. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. Charles, the lone setback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And Barnidge has it on the right side. 12 yards on the pickup, and it's good enough for a Cleveland 1st down.
Okay, when the big guy runs a corner route, you're asking a lot no matter who's covering him. Doesn't matter whether it's a linebacker or a defensive back. Yeah. He usually has the advantage because of his body type.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Hits his target, the tight end, Will Tye. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
And he's brought down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet. Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Coming right, this is Charles. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
They'll set up a throw. He finds Coleman. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
He'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
Second down, goal to go from the 6. They run. Charles. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that is going to set up 3rd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
This defense hasn't let him in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. They come up in an offset eye. 3rd and he takes this one in for a Brown score. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And once again, the Browns are back in front. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. And caught right side, Green. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Bryant, the lone receiver, left. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Sammy Coates has it complete. And he's brought down. They'll get 19 yards there. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st down.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to wind up and air it out. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a 1st. This is 3rd down.
Hurry up, let's go! Set! 180!
Again, it's Bell. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Partner, when you're not able to run the ball successfully, it really messes everything up.
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. obviously they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Here's a give, left side, it's Charles. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Vic Beasley able to make the tackle. Back now in Pittsburgh. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
You know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time with just punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. And Green with a catch left side. And he's brought down. Give him 16 on the pickup. And it'll give the Steelers a first down.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. A screen to Bell. No gain, and it's second down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. The running back, because he's eager to get the pass. And sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to get to him on it.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
All right, now, back 20.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. On the right side, caught by Green. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Now Roethlisberger to throw. And that is incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. And it brings up 4th down. So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Well, you talk about clutch right down the pipe, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
And he didn't leave much doubt there, did he? Good snap, good hold, and that one was dead center.
Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well,
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. And they're going to speed things up here. So a defensive brain lapse there and an encroachment penalty.
Sometimes when you don't watch the football and make sure that it's snapped, you're watching the offensive player, and they can influence you occasionally and look like they're getting ready to move, and the officials don't detect it.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Here we go. Here we go now. 3-19. No. Check. Patriot.
They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he's brought down. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Charles the lone setback. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play. 2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there, pick up the first down.
As they've done all day, they run with Charles. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. And quickly, they get to the line. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Really good, skillful, tough running throughout this contest. Picked up first down after first down. He's got to have a nickname, doesn't he? How about the human first down machine? I think that fits.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, being able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. They'll drop to throw. It's his target, the tight end, Will Tye. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Hitting the home stretch here in a great game, a tie game. Let's see if the defense can get the stop they need to get the ball back. And the play clock's running down. A first down carry here for Charles. And that winds up a decent run, and it also takes us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Now a 20th carry here for Jamal Charles. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag.
Well, anytime it's a toss or a pitch play, it's a battle for the edges. Who's going to control the edge of the line of scrimmage? In other words, can the defensive guys hold their leverage? What we were always taught was keep your outside arm or outside shoulder free if you were playing on the play side, meaning the ball coming towards you. And anyone coming from the backside, they're pinching down and sliding down towards it to try and keep people kind of locked into one spot. And boy, what a great defensive play there. Worn out leverage, running to the football from the inside out, turned into a big loss of yardage.
And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. He'll look to throw. Screen pass to Charles. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And Parkey's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Now then, it's a big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th. But, Charles, there is still time left for a final drive.
Brandon, you know they would have liked to take the clock down just a little bit further, at least under a minute or so, but this one's not over yet, especially since they just need a field goal.
And the Steelers set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Let's go.
Back to throw. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the 4th quarter, and they got a big one.
And such a close game, a very big one. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. A screen to Bell. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and they're going to have a 3rd down. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Blue 30. Monday. Set. Hey. Alert. Set. Like 80. Go, 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 go.
They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Green alone out to the right.
These 2.
Here we go. It's Roethlisberger on 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They have the 3-point lead. Defense did their job. Now, late game. Although it looks good, you know the coaches, they haven't counted this as a victory yet.
I agree with you totally. Big applause for the defense, but no one is taking their headset off on the sidelines. They don't believe this game is over. The offense has to close this one out by taking care of the football.
They'll try to close it out now. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Heinz Field.